Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot17 doing a new series in Civilization 5, R.E.D. World War II mod revived. Now, I'm going to be doing a 1939 to 1945 campaign as Italy. Yes, I'm going as Italy. Originally, I was going to go do Greece, and I may do that in the future. That said, with this mod, I found two issues. One, the Axis, at least in Europe, during this confrontation was a little bit underpowered, which is why I want to kind of take control, because it seemed like they were losing left and right even when they should be doing well. And the second thing I do want to mention is I was going to do the Japanese-American campaign, but I find naval combat in this game kind of annoying. They need to fix the AI because a lot of the AI's units they'll send a bunch of their ships into they'll send a bunch of their ships into the port that's under attack. And I don't know why that is, but if I do a Japanese campaign or American campaign against Japanese, it's just going to be the other side rushing ships into it. And that sucks, and I don't want to show that. But I do know this is quite intense, so I will show this campaign. So let's get to it, shall we? I don't want to be Germany because I have done a Germany Hearts of Iron 4. But I will probably do, after this, probably a France or something like that. Or do another campaign entirely. We'll see. So I'm Benito Mussolini, essentially turmoil and fearing a communist uprising. Even though you all are part of the Communist Party, at least you were 20 years earlier. Take immediate action, you eliminate opposition, and you have become the first fascist leader in Europe. Congratulations, you are a prick. The people of Italy have gotten wary of your rule and are upset of the hard economic times that have come upon them. However, you have promised a new Roman Empire and defied the League of Nations already invaded Ethiopia first to fall under your dominion. Congratulations, or our dominion. Congratulations. You are, once again, a prick. For centuries, we are the most important empire of the West, alright? And the hard-working Italian people look to you to establish their glory. Deuce, can you... I love it. Deuce, can you restore a powerful empire? Can you make Rome the center of the world once again? Well, here's the thing. When the empire fell, it did become it did fall to the Turks, and the Turks, once again, kind of at their height, expanded that empire pretty freaking far over on the right. Now, I will say this. So I'm going to go look over the map real quick, and you can kind of see there's Turkey. This is a lot bigger than the world map I showed. But again, it's bigger because, well, this map itself is going to be bigger. That's weird. That's half. Huh. Oh, maybe they like me. Oh, that's cool. Sweden was always... Sweden was a neutral country in War II, but that doesn't mean it was a good country in War II. just pointing that out, just to be a little bit specific. Now, again, there's my Italian fleets. Hello. I'm going to use you a lot better than Mussolini did during the war. And it's quite simple. What am I going to do? Well, my goal is to take over all of Europe. You know, or try to at least. What's this? Bratislava. What is this country? Slovakia. Alright, we broken up Czechoslovakia already. 1939. So, what do I know? I know I invade... And I will... Oh, cool. I can land troops there. I know I invaded Greece. Back in, was it, I think, late 1990, I'm sorry, forward time, 1940. So my goal will be, again, knock out Greece, support the invasion of France, get all that stuff done. And also knock out the French fleet, which I know is going to be a big deal. Now, how do I do this? My goal is to win this, so let's see. For the Axis, I need to capture, I'm sorry, for the Allies, I need to capture London, Liverpool, Edinburgh, and Glasgow. So that would be these cities inside the UK. We also need to capture Paris, Caden, Bordeaux, Dunkirk, and we also need to capture from Stalin, Moscow, Stalingrad, Kiev, Leningrad, and what? Athens. Oh, okay. So you actually do, okay, so I will need to knock out the Greeks to win the game. Okay, good to know. Actually, important to know. So, let's get to this, shall we? Let's mobilize our army. By the way, I will note also something. This is going to be quick combat and quick movement. This takes so goddamn long, and I'm being 100% honest. It takes so long for a lot of these troops to move and to get around when everything is going off. Honestly, it would take forever to play this game with it. If you guys really want it on, I'll see. But in all honesty, to speed things up, I truly, honestly think you guys would be a lot happier for me to speed up the process if there wasn't movement. Again, I know that sucks. I know that it does. But the problem is, Germany has itself like 15 goddamn planes. Like, it's insane. So for me to try to like organize that and to use it effectively is not going to work all that well. It would also help speed up the process. So what am I doing right now? I'm kind of mobilizing my army in areas. What are these? Are those guys? They kind of look like girls. I'm going to be honest. They look like female soldiers. All right. Now let's have our fighters. We'll move them up. Because again, we'll be fighting over... Oh, cool. Fighters are still there. Move them up north to kind of assist. And now let's get all this gold production off. It will changed. Now, if I believe I can change production... I think it's a little different. Yeah, you can see it's just one. Not enough to change it, so we'll just keep everything on basis. But what we will do is we'll change to factories. And let me add Q. And let's get the bank going, broadcast tower, get that stuff underway. Again, if you guys really, and I'm being 100% honest, I will put on quick combat and stuff like that. But like I said, it just takes so goddamn long. I just couldn't see it. Now let's get large. Let's get this as a large air factory because I see this as a possibility of launching an air campaign. So we'll get bombers online. Bagona. Let's do land factory. Get their broadcast tower, and then we'll probably get a bank up and going. Again, need to support the war effort. A lot of stuff going on this early part, but you know, have to get all this stuff done. The bank going, broadcast tower. With the factory online in a lot of these locations, it should speed up the process. I'm also gonna try to buy factories to kind of make things go a lot faster. Because oh boy, that speeds up the process a lot. Cool. We're going to lose a lot of gold just for me going around doing this, but it's a lot better. I was originally going to do Greece, but Greece is just... They're such a small country, I would rather show off the war itself and then go back and then show a smaller country. At least that's what I would want to do. Oh, shoot, that's Rome. For Rome, let's actually do a land factory because that kind of makes more sense. To make units very quickly, not air. If we can do air, we'll do air. But I don't think we're going to be able to. Ooh, this has a lot of production. Very nice. This looks like a great shipyard location. Do you have a shipyard? You have a harbor. Okay, nice. Okay, let's get factory ongoing. Bank. And then broadcast tower. Again, for those who don't know, broadcast tower is great for personnel recruitment, which is kind of important as I start off with barely anything. Would be helpful. Let's get another factory going. Let's get the broadcast tower and whatnot. And now, once again, let's get the factory. This one will probably be a location I have to buy, which is going to suck. But whatever. Same thing here. Wow, we've dropped half in gold. But again, it doesn't really matter. I kind of expected it through all these locations. There's a... By the way, I have like a little tiny island city over on the distance. I don't care about that. I'm literally just going to have it produce gold and I'll just buy it. It's so low. And again, just from perspective, roads. I don't care. I truly don't. Tobruk, on the other hand, could be a good location to start off on. So we will make a factory here. Because again, it's going to be literally in the middle of a war zone, so we want to kind of make sure that can produce units. Because this is a whole front. I'm sending a tank over here to make sure if the French move over, we can deal with them. But my goal is to kind of control this entire area. Let's see, with my fleet, we're going to have to deal with a couple units here and there. So let's kind of make sure that these guys are kind of in a nice defensive status, making sure that there's nothing coming that way. There we go. And we'll move the remnants of the fleet over to assist the big boys. And again, it's funny. We actually have a fleet this time, which is going to be nice. We'll send this guy over here to make sure if anyone's coming that way, we'll be notified. And we'll keep our destroyer close by in case they want to send their fighters. But the idea would be for me to take Malta very quickly. Which means I'll probably have to send infantry down, but whatever. Okay, so now that everything's placed, I turn quick combat. Oh, there we go. Let's move the artillery and whatnot. Actually, tanks there. We'll move that over there. And we'll actually move this down to assist in the attack over here. But anyway, I turn quick combat and movement on. So you'll be able to see how long it takes for some of this stuff. Right now, it's not too bad, but once the war kicks off, it gets... Oh, boy. It gets really bad because of all the movements and whatnot. But, yeah, after the initial moving around units, that's going to be a lot better. So, yeah, this little city right here of Nice is going to be a bitch to get through. But if we can get through it, we can at least push on through. And attack the city of France. Oh boy, all the trade routes are broken, really. Okay, well that's great. Let's keep the armor unit there to actually down here to kind of prepare for a movement. Let's move this infantry over this location. Once again, we're going to have the artillery just hit this city and then we're going to push on through with what we got. Move this down to Rome. Make sure that's kind of in a good location. Move this infantry to the grey to push in. Again, the rationale behind it would be to push in on the British-controlled territories in that region. Let's have intercept missions for these guys, and then we'll move the fleet in to kind of coordinate with these guys. I'd rather have a large fleet. And again, if it was good, the Italians actually had a decent navy. Like, it's not like they did not have a bad navy. They did. They had a pretty damn good navy. The problem is it was just really poorly coordinated and whatnot. You can pretty much say the whole thing about the Italian army. On paper, just like the French army, it was sound, but the tactics they used were just bad. Now, the French just weren't used to that type of warfare. The Italians just had poor management. Again, I could be wrong on this, but I believe the Mussolini literally just put in charge of the military friends of his, not really good commanders, just pals of his, which is not a good idea. You want to find the best person possible for your leadership, which is why typically for, like, let's say the President of the United States, he won't pick his buddy to come in for fill Secretary of State. He'll pick the best person to fit that role, even though he might not see eye to eye with that person. He knows that they can do their job the best. At least that's what theoretically that person should do. Again, it depends on who you are and what you think, but that's who typically should do that role. Is the best person for the job, not necessarily the one that you personally find the best. So let's get Roma and everything done. Let's get these factories operational. And then once again, I'll buy some of the factories that are going to take forever so we can get production going in some of the smaller cities. Like, the ones down this island. Because again, if we want a good campaign, we have to do three things. Neutralize the control the Mediterranean, neutralize convoys and supplies coming in through Africa, and then assist Germany in taking out France and Soviet Union. That's how we're going to win this game. I'm assuming we'll be fine for the most part, but we'll see how things go. And by the way, hopefully, unlike the Japanese one I went through, when I actually... Wait, can I actually do... No, I can't. Okay, do we actually have the... Well, I guess we don't have any new weapons and stuff we can make yet. Oh, well. I actually do want to make paratroopers, though. So that'll be something we'll make real quick. Kind of like... Oh, yeah, make paratroopers to land on the island of... oh, God, We take this island that would at least help us with neutralizing French support. Because, again, if you look, Gibraltar is a nice port for the Allies, and that's fine. But then, quickly, if you look, you have Malta, and then you have Ajeho. One thing that... God, poor Malta. I looked up the bombing raids of Malta. This poor island just got hammered by the Italians. But it's hilarious as well that the Italians sucked so much they couldn't take an island right off their major coastline that belonged to the British. The Germans were able to take Crete. And again, they did take some heavy casualties and whatnot, but they at least took Crete. But that being said, oh my god. The Italians couldn't do anything against Malta, really? Astounding. Just purely astounding. Now, while we're getting all of our production going, I believe Germany is probably going to launch the war against Poland rather soon. So we'll see how well they do against that. UK publicly denounced Germany, and so did France. Okay, so Germany's about to declare war. That's usually what that means. Oh, hello, we have a fast bomber. So 25% chance to evade interception. Sucks against submarines, but good against land units. Hello. Not a bad idea. So let's get a bank going, and then we'll get a broadcast tower and a barracks. And right now we're good on personnel, so I'm not too worried about that. I like the fast bomber approach. Let's get some of those suckers out. I like that. That's good. That's good. Oh, shoot. Wait. Before... Oh, damn it. Oh, well. I'm assuming let the war begin. Right? Germany versus France and UK. Right? That's what I'm making. I'm making the assumption on that. And the reason I'm saying that is because why would they make an announcement unless Germany is about to do something really fucking stupid? So let's see if I'm right about this. Come on, let me be right about this. I want to be right. And, wow, Germany and the USSR, no allies. And we got Germany declaring war on Poland. Man, I was right on the money. New convoy form transporting 200 gold. Oh, cool. So the Libya is bringing in money. Very nice. So let's quickly go to one of those. Okay, I guess Katina would be a good location. And just purchase the factory outright. There we go. Now we have the broadcast tower and the bank and everything. Let's try to get the shipyard operational if at all possible. There we go. Would the shipyard increase production? No, just building units. Okay, that's not bad. So eventually that'll get going. Barracks, the bank. There's not much money here, so we'll actually just put the shipyard ahead of that. We'll move the hospital as they don't... Yeah, there's not many men in there. But yeah, we'll get at least that. The broadcast tower is kind of more important. So it's September 1st, and war be declared. So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. There's so many goddamn German bombers. And there's the Heinkels currently coming in to hit Krakow. Hopefully, maybe, just maybe, the Polish can hold out. Okay, I'm lying. They're not. They're going to get their butts whooped. And again, the Soviets are going to come on in and as well wreck them. That's people forget. Germany and the USSR, buddies with Poland. You know, they're having a good old time. A good old time with the invasion of Poland. But then, of course, when we actually get farther down, and USSR is like, well, hey, buddy, how's it going? Germany's like, well, I hate you, you dirty Soviet, but, you know, can I have some material? Sure. Soviet Union helped funds the German war effort. And then German's like, hey, Soviet Union, don't mind us. We're just going to invade you. Soviet's like, okay, cool. Wait, what? Looks like we got a pincer movement going on Poznan. German forces pushing on in. Maybe these are Polish divisions trying to hold out. But alas, that city's already on fire, so things are not looking well. Oh, by the way, there's no west wall and stuff like that in this mod, just because of the fact that I kind of find it stupid. Oh, cool. The Polish are actually pushing back. Poland actually attacking Germany. Oh, they encircled a German unit. Go fucking Poland. If Poland actually invades and takes out Germany, I'm done. I'm done with this mod. Like, GG. I end it here. That would be incredible. So anyway, yeah, they're at war right now. So there's now a permanent alliance currently going on. Just to put in perspective, we have Charles de Gaulle, hostile toward, you know, myself, friendly with Germany, Stalin's neutral, and I love this. Greece is like, I don't know what to make of it, but I don't like it. I'm kind of split. Anyway, I have my forces kind of waiting over here. Probably actually should go send my tank kind of back over. The reason is kind of I would rather push with everything I have to the Suez and cut off the supplies. I really don't care about that because there's so much open territory. I'll send additional units down once they're done here. but it'll be a little bit of time before that happens. Meanwhile, let's get to it, shall we? A lot of these factories are almost done. We have paratroopers preparing. Again, it's going to be a while before the invasion, well, Italy really does anything. As, again, Italy didn't join the war outright. They waited a little bit before they invaded France. And that was because France broke. And they're like, we can get some free territory. So they really moved into France, got a little bit of territory. So we got some more bombers coming in. Germany launching the assault. And again, they have a pretty damn large air force. So, oh boy. See how well they do. We got some Panzer IIs. I think those are Panzer IIs. Maybe Panzer IIIs. No, Panzer Is. My apologies. I like the I like this mod because they actually took the time, did individual models on everything. And again, I like the guys who revived the mod, who allowed, again, who fixed a lot of the bugs and whatnot. So thank you guys. Hopefully this time it doesn't crash on me. So bombers currently hitting this. Again, right now the Polish forces are still connected, so maybe the Allies will get some supplies in. As long as this city and this route is still connected, Poland can still receive help from the Allies, but we'll see how long that lasts. Which is why Germany very quickly took that port and neutralized that location. Because they didn't want Poland to get Allied help. And if they could cut off the port, you wouldn't have to worry about it. I mean, it would already be a hassle for Allies to come through the channel and come in, but not entirely impossible because, again, the German Navy didn't exactly compose of a lot of ships. So while they could probably guard the coastline off, they could probably guard their coast, if a direct confrontation with the British Navy was pretty much a death sentence, as I believe their navy was a quarter of the size of the British. That being said, the British also had a navy like throughout the entire world, which also is astounding because the Italians also had a gigantic navy, but used it ineffectively and weren't able to even control the Mediterranean. Hell, they were so desperate that they tried to rush Vichy France in a goddamn, literally, they tried to rush into Vichy France to steal their navy to help against the to help against the Allies during Operation Torch. And then Vichy France like, well, fuck you, and scuttled all their ships. They blew up battleships, cruisers, pretty much everything they had to make sure that the good old Italians and Germans couldn't use it. But think about that. I believe it was 77 ships or something like that. 75, something like that, which were blown up. But if the Italians and Germans were able to get a hold of those ships, oh boy, I see a lot of problems. And quite honestly, with all those ships, I could see at least temporarily, the Italians gaining supremacy of the location. Because again, even though the American Navy was large, it was also busy split 50-50, and half of it was dealing with the Japanese, who respectively at that time, oh god, that was, let's see, that's early 43, late 42. Yeah, so you already had the battle of you've already had in situations like Battle of Midway occur and stuff like that, which was definitely, it helped. But again, you still had a large part of the American Navy kind of just holding off the Japanese, and while kind of pushing up, they weren't exactly, they were still, the Japanese Navy was a threat, so they need a larger Navy to kind of hold off, especially with a lot of their Navy blown up. Pearl Harbor, and still not recommissioned. At least I believe a lot of their ships weren't recommissioned yet. I know they were pulling them up from pulling some of them up, but others they couldn't. Anyway, moving on. So, as you can see, they've kind of pushed through Alsace-Lorraine. Sure, let's get that name correct. We got British bombers hitting Colon, but But unfortunately, it looks like that they are having some issues with just getting men to attack it. And yes, I didn't put the walls here because that's just turned into a clusterfuck on both sides, so I didn't put the west wall or the Maginot line. Again, just whatever. It may not be 100% accurate, but you'll see why. You'll see why that maybe isn't such a bad thing for Germany. Anyway, or France. Meanwhile, we got bombers hitting Mulhouse, which has a low defense, so they'll probably easily fall. Metz has some good, has a couple units in there, so it probably will boost its defense a little bit. But if they can kind of hold out here, that should at least hold back the German tide from pushing on in. Or at least that would be the general idea. We'll see how well that goes. And with French armor kind of moving in, that should help against some of the panzers. Oh, look, we got a new tank destroyer. And an AA half-track. Congratulations. As the Italians, I'm just going to keep sitting back and watching this and waiting for my time to move on in, as that's exactly what I do. Near Trest, let's buy that factory. Where is it? There we go. Ah, now we have that broadcast tower done, then we'll get the bank done and everything else. Let's see, over here, let's get another land factory done. That'll be fine, and we'll get a barracks operational as well. Could make a destroyer, that would be interesting. Let's see, I think this one is the place where I'm building a ship. Yeah, we'll build a shipyard over here. And let's go quick barracks real quick and whatnot. Again, I want complete and utter control of the Mediterranean, and that's my goal. That's my goal. Let's see. Well, I can't move it. Am I at war? Why can I go into this territory? I don't know, but I'm going to move on up. I like how I'm just slowly moving up, like, yeah, sure, why not? Don't mind us, we're just moving on in. It's just Egypt, an area that you control, technically. Don't mind us, we're the friendly Italians. We're just coming in to say hi. Alright. Now if I'm right, where is it? Oh, there it is. Hello. Hello. Wow, the French Navy has not moved all that much. Which is good, because okay, they mostly moved their Air Force back. If I can hit some of this Navy, I can definitely do a lot of damage and just kind of push on up. And if I can take out this city, Nice and Marseille, they won't have a lot of ports to kind of reinforce from. So they'll have to pull themselves out of the Mediterranean. Again, I'm trying to think logically, because if they can't support their fleet, there would be no reason for them to engage me, because they can't heal. And if they do heal, it takes some time. We got bombers coming in from Berlin. Looks like they're currently bombing a lot of French cities. I was trying to intercept, but it doesn't look like it's doing all that much. Alright, looks like they landed. German forces once again pushing. Looks like they're blockading a Polish city. I've yet to see really them push all that much. Oh my god, the Polish forces have actually pushed to Dresden. While that's epic, I do think that may be overextending just a bit. I just imagine this rogue division of armor just like, we're gonna take Berlin. We're just gonna go straight into Berlin and just shoot out, just kill Hitler real quick. Which, I mean, if I was a Polish soldier, you know what? That's not a terrible plan. It would be hilarious to be like, Berlin is impenetrable, and you just see this rogue Polish armor move in, and it's like, never mind, open fire, open fire. Although, fun fact, apparently, during later in the war, to make sure it was protected, the Flak 88s, oh god, Berlin was just surrounded by tons of those suckers. So when they tried to come in to neutralize to try to bomb Berlin, usually the Allied Air Force would just get heavily hit. Though, again, we weren't done. I believe the Allied Air Force did bomb the hell out of Berlin right before the Soviets invaded to help with the Soviet invasion of the city. So, again, we after realizing the Soviets were just a little obsessed with taking Berlin for some odd reason, we decided, you know what, we'll let good old Stalin take the city. We'll partition it, of course, but you can take it. You have fun. We'll take everything. We'll take everything else in Germany at the time. All right, so let's see. I've yet to. Yeah, we're not at war yet. The puny one makes an appearance. Oh, real. Oh, that's cute. I also like how Charles de Gaulle's ahead of this. I believe there should be another leader, but that's just me. Alright, let's just hold our own in the meantime. Let's continue to get some nice recon on some French units. Let's just hold out there. And actually, maybe just sending one. Well, trying to think about that. Maybe not sending an aircraft. Yeah, we won't do that. Let's see. We're building a... We have a large air factory and a medium air factory. So with those two, we can only build fast bombers. Is that what I'm seeing? Okay, so then we probably want light bombers somewhere else. So let's see. This location, we have a land. So we can actually build tanks. Might be a good idea. And then we'll... Wait, why can't I build infant... Oh, wait. Land factory. Duh. Build a land factory there. And near the Venice, we will get a... Never mind. We'll wait. Milano, where... Okay, that's the fast. Genova, what are we building? We have a factory already. So let's build a small air factory. Kind of help with production. Wait, actually, how much would that be to just outright? Oh, cool. You can just buy it. Awesome. So let's just double check. Oh, nice. Oh, man. Yeah, we're getting another one of the small factories. Okay, so we need some more fighters. That's for sure. We actually probably need them a lot sooner. So we'll push this down a little bit. And we'll try to have a fighter and then make a building. Fighter, make a building, etc. Kind of keep things spread out. We probably need another small air factory. Again, we're building a shipyard down there. So once one of these changes, we'll kind of split things up. Again, I'm just kind of prepping myself for war at this rate. My first goal is, of course, what the Italians should have done immediately was the invasion of Malta. Which, again, it's kind of like, well, Greyshot, they weren't planning for war with the Allies. It's like, okay, if they're such buddy-buddy with Germany, you figure that they might have had a war plan. A fun fact, back during 1870s, like during the Franco-Prussian War, the Germans had literally a hive mind of collectives to be like, okay, I want every single country listed for war in every single scenario if that war were to occur. And they planned and they grilled themselves on strategies to deal with every single plan. Again, it wasn't always the most up-to-date plan, but it was a plan. The fact the Italians had no such plan to deal with Malta and didn't do it quickly is astounding. The fact it took them to invade Greece so long and they failed is also an accomplishment. So there's that. So it looks like, alright, how much does bombers take? 7 damage. I mean, they're bombing the city, you just can't take it. Soviet forces are pressing in pretty damn quick. Wow, they're actually doing work. They have a lot of armor moving in. That poor city. I don't think it's gonna last very long. Man, Soviets doing more damage than goddamn Germany. I mean, to be fair, there's still that rogue armor unit still trying to press in over there. They've taken one city. This one will probably collapse next turn. But yeah, go Soviets. Poland's still like, yeah, we're gonna focus on the Germans. They seem like the bigger threat. Are they really gonna retake the city? Oh, that'd be so amazing if they retook the city. They did kind of surround it, which is good, and that the units there will take some attrition damage. All right, so you can build 27 more units. Good to know. Again, if you surround a unit, they'll slowly attrition themselves to death, and then you can win the game. So on that note, 10 turns have passed, and we're going to end it there. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more content. But this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time. Hey guys, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out once again to Joey, Ace, Sean, Sejones, Leonard, Lou, Nick, Levings, and Tim. Thank you all for your awesome support, and I'll see you guys next time.